Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to dehydrate strawberries using a food dehydrator. Dehydrated strawberries are a great snack, or you can add them to your trail mix or as part of granola. So the first thing we want to do is select and wash strawberries. We need to make sure we give them a good rinse to remove any dirt or pesticides. The next step is to dry them thoroughly, as we are trying to remove as much moisture as possible before the dehydrating process. The key to slicing strawberries for dehydrating is to make sure they're all even. So we want to start by removing the green tops and any parts that are bruised or damaged, and then we'll slice them evenly. Typically I choose to do 1/4 or 1/8 inch slices. It doesn't matter which you choose, but it's important to keep in mind that they all need to be as close as possible. This ensures an even drying process. The thicker the slice, the longer it will take to dehydrate, so just keep that in mind as you're cutting. I'll go through and cut the remainder of my strawberries, and then we'll start putting them onto the dehydrating trays. So before I put them on the trays, I want to weigh how many berries I have. This helps give me a good starting point to determine how much moisture is being removed during the dehydration process. So I'm starting with about 540 grams. So I'm expecting to lose 80% of this in moisture. So we'll now put the strawberries onto these dehydrating trays. We want to make sure to layer them out evenly with plenty of room for the air to flow between the pieces of fruit. Proper air circulation is crucial for even dehydration. Now the machine I'm using is an Anko branded food dehydrator. I've done a video on this previously, so make sure to check that out. Okay, I'll go through and do the remainder of the trays and we'll get ready for dehydrating. We want to start by having all the trays seated correctly on the food dehydrator. Then we want to proceed to set the time. Most strawberries will take between 6 to 10 hours to dehydrate. So I'm going to start with 6 hours and then I'll set it to 55 degrees Celsius. I'll then start the machine and we'll start the dehydrating process. Depending on the humidity of the environment and how thick your strawberry slices are will determine how long it takes for the strawberries to completely dehydrate. So we'll come back every hour and we'll have a look at how they go. So the first hour is now complete, and there's not too many visual differences between the fresh strawberries and what they are now on the tray. So we'll come back to look in another hour. So 2 hours in, the strawberries have definitely started to change color. They've become a little bit darker and they've kind of shrunk by about maybe 5 to 10%. So that just means everything's working as intended, and we should expect this to continue as they continue to dehydrate. So it's been 3 hours now, about halfway through our dehydrating process. You can choose to rotate the trays during this time to help ensure there is even drying throughout all the layers. Okay, we're 4 hours in and we're well over the halfway mark, and the strawberries have shrunk significantly since we first put them in. We'll want to come back in about another hour and see how they're progressing and then get a feel for the texture. So the 6 hours are up and we want to get a feel for how they're progressing. So we're looking for them to be still pliable and dry to the touch. So these are still a little bit moist, so I want to put them back in and I'll probably run them for another hour just to see if we can get excess moisture out of them. So I've set the machine for 1 more hour and then we'll come back when they're done. So last minute, and they've shrunk again significantly. I think this time they should be fine. However, we'll still want to check them to make sure they are dry to the touch and ready for storage. So they're dry to the touch now, but still pliable. So we'll let them all cool down before we get ready to put them in storage. Before storing them, I'm just going to give them a quick weigh to see how much moisture we've removed from them. So I'll take them all off the trays and put them back into this bowl on my scales, and we'll go from there. Okay, so all up, they weigh about 70 grams after the dehydrating process. So from the original 540 grams, we've lost about 470 grams through for dehydration. I'm going to put these into a glass jar to store. Airtight container. You can expect these to last for about 6 months. You want to make sure to put them in a cool, dark place out of direct sunlight. Now that's the finished product. Thanks for watching the video.